Hey Pride fam, we're back in the studio with all the hot topics. Kristi Noem is No-Mo-No-Mo-No-Mo-No-Mo. The sickening lines at TSA, bombs over Tehran, March Madness brackets, and the dolls currently lighting up Broadway. Do you want the tea? Because I know you want the tea.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Pride the Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Rehab Entertainment, Wit Studios, and Kitchen Island Tea. I'm Darrell Anthony.
I'm Adam Andrew Rios.
I'm Mr. Braden Bradley, and
I'm Ashley Mitchell.
coming to us virtually from San Antonio, Texas.
Yes, face look good, everything popping. How's it doing in San Antonio, Ashley? The weather here is great, so how's it there?
The weather here is warmer, but it's actually kind of gross outside, like muggy and like rainy and cloudy, moody.
Well, what also is gross, rainy, cloudy, and moody is these hot topics that is going on politically. I'm going to kick it over to Braden's ballot box so we can go ahead and get started. Braden, let us know what the fuck is going on in America.
All right, hit the road, Jack, because Kristi ain't coming back. No mo, no mo, no mo. She is gone.
She's gone.
She is
Bye.
gone. To be honest, I have mixed emotions. Like, yeah, she sucked, but she shouldn't have been there in the first place. But I do think that there's more coming. So Pam Bondi, watch out.
I mean, but the person who replaced her is just as bad. Like,
This fool is straight up
he
psycho.
isn't he one who tried to fight somebody
Yes.
outside? Yeah.
So he's also a plumber.
Hey, now that's fine.
I'm not.
That's a trade. That's
I
a
didn't
good
say.
trade.
That
I
sounds
didn't
like
say-
the Teresa and Marge argument from New Jersey when she said, and your husband's a plumber, and Marge said, don't you dare. Remember that?
They make good money.
They
Yeah, I
do.
do remember that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah,
But
we do.
he hasn't had any not that anybody.
No, I know what you
Patient
mean.
has.
I know what you mean.
Hasn't had any law enforcement.
Yeah.
Or home
They have,
training.
like no experience.
Yeah. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And then also this war that we're in. Let me read this copy from our producer. So Tehran endured what residents describe as its worst night of strikes as U.S. and Israeli attacks intensified across the Iranian capital, raising fears that the conflict could escalate further. Messages from Washington have been mixed. Basically, Donald Trump said it'll end, quote, very soon. And then his Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, said, we're going to stay there until it's done. And so the Iranian Supreme Leader is, we know, no longer with us. However, his son is stepping up to take power.
Mhm.
And some say his son is a little worse than his father was. But the whole point of that's a whole other discussion. But according to the administration, the whole point of the U.S. being over there was to change the regime for the better.
Mhm.
So did that happen or did it not?
No, absolutely not. We're sticking our nose in places like we did before when Bush invaded Iraq. Like,
Well, there was reason.
no,
Some people
they
could
made
argue
up
that
a reason.
they didn't make up 9/11.
Well, for me, that was all orchestrated
Well, there's also
by the
that.
Bush administration.
There's also that.
That's my take. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
And so he needed a reason to invade this country because they needed oil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're definitely.
So they created this whole ruse, 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was their justification.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, of course, it is it's a tragic point in history, and it is very sad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what's happening now. The files were so bad.
You mean Epstein files?
Yeah, the Epstein
Yes.
files, the E files,
Mm-hmm.
were so bad that he was like, we got to do something, and he bombs away.
Bombs away.
Bombs over Baghdad. So here's the thing. Condoleezza Rice was seen going to the White House recently, so that means we're definitely going to war. And I
Oh my gosh.
believe that this is going to be crazy coming out of my mouth. I don't think we know exactly what goes on in these press room briefings. And, when everything happened on October 7th, how a couple years ago with the Palestine and everything and the Israeli situation was going on there. And everyone was upset about how Joe Biden and Kamala handled it. We don't know what decision they had to make in that moment. And while I do not care about this administration, I do not care about you know who, we don't know what decision had to be made in that moment, and he didn't make that decision alone. So I think that there's a lot more that we have to learn about and understand it. And I think two things can be true, that the Iran leadership was terrible and needed to be changed, but also maybe the way he went about it was not great. And because this administration is so secretive and they are so manipulative and they've done so much underground shit, everything feels shady. You know how sometimes if a person is so bad and then they do one good thing, because everything else that they do is so bad, you don't acknowledge it? Maybe it could be a case of that. That's my only opinion and view.
Okay, so he wasn't elected for what he could do to the Iranian government.
Correct. Yeah.
He was elected to make America great again.
Mhm.
He was elected to make pro-America, America first, blah, 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 blah. Then why have 140 American troops passed?
Yeah.
Why is gasoline skyrocketing? It's over $8 a gallon in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really sound like he's really putting America first. If he was putting America first, then where's Barron on the front line?
Where's JD Vance?
Where's JD Vance? Where's
And-
Lindsey Graham's ladybug ass?
And honestly, ICE, everybody who's an ICE agent should get their ass on the front line since they want to be cops. I don't know.
And have you seen? Go ahead, Ashley. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just agreeing. Like, this is not good. It's not
No.
good.
It's not
And,
good.
I mean, nope. I don't know.
There are
Skip,
there
next
are
question.
there are recruitment
Next question, Tamika.
videos.
I just
You know how they were doing recruitment videos for ICE?
Mhm.
There are now recruitment videos to join the armed services, be it the Navy, the Marines, blah, 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 of SpongeBob SquarePants blowing up sponges underwater. So they're using SpongeBob SquarePants to attract young males, like, or young human beings at this point, to enlist in the army so we have more armed forces.
that's weird.
Mhm. I've talked to a few people, to a few of my friends who are in it, and they are very scared. They are scared that they may be drafted. There's a person who is connected to my friend Shauna that they may be drafted, and everybody's scared.
Is drafted the correct term?
I mean-
or is it just like
pushed in.
'Cause
I mean,
they're-
not
they're
drafted. They're already
already,
in
like,
it. I'm sorry.
they're
Put,
reserved.
yeah, they're already reserved. So pushed back into
called up
and,
for duty?
and some of them are
Mhm.
being assembled, from what I understand.
Speaking of reserves, where are the oil reserves that we have reserved? Why does gas have to go up to $8 an hour? $8 an hour.
Shit. Somebody ain't paying shit.
You know where I've been in my life. $8 a gallon when we have oil reserves. So if you want to make America first, if you want to take care of not only your constituents, but everybody that can drive a motor vehicle, then let the reserves out until the war is over.
Yeah. Well, they don't care about that. Everyone needs a Elon Musk car, apparently, so we can plug it in.
So the senator or the guy he's running for senator, he's like a U.S. Marine who went to protest and was like, we don't need to go to war for Israel. We don't need to go to war. And then the senator broke his wrist. Did you see that video?
I guess not. I was too busy watching SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah. Apparently he was like protesting during a hearing. And so then they like tried to escort him out. And, you know, he's a big ass Marine. So it took a few of them. And then his hand gets like stuck in between the door. And then one of the senators was like pulling him. So they were like, his arm, you're breaking his arm. And like, you know, it's all
They don't care about that.
chaos ensues.
Chaos ensued because
But we're going to war for Israel? That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Yeah, actually, there was a point
What do
I
they
think
want?
you're about to say something. You wasn't? Okay.
Nope.
Sorry. I just want to make sure. Ashley's joining us live, direct. I just want to make sure that I saw top of her head shaking. Okay, Brayden, go ahead.
So another I don't want to say upset necessarily, but the Texas primaries. Well,
Yeah.
not only Texas, but the primaries, North Carolina, Texas, and some other funky state.
Mhm.
So Jasmine obviously did not win the Democratic primary
Mm-hmm.
for U.S. Senate nominee, but James Tallarico did.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we're huge fans of Jasmine. We love her like voice, her, you know, arrogance to stand up to President Trump, but she didn't win. She said that she had the numbers. Of course, there was that weird thing that happened in Dallas where voters didn't know where their precinct had been changed to.
Yeah.
Which I say, well, then, Jasmine, where was your campaign educating them? But Tallarico, I don't hate.
I don't hate him.
I don't know him enough
I don't hate
to
him.
have an opinion.
I just don't think unfortunately, his voice is just not, or I haven't seen his voice be as loud as Jasmine's voice, but I don't hate him. And I also want to say that, like, she sent a note out, like, congratulating him and saying, we're going to work together, which is really, really good. The thing is in Texas, 'cause I checked in with my grandma and them, you know, I'm black, as y'all know. So I have a lot of black family in Texas. I don't know
No way.
I have family that are black and I'm black. So anyways, no, my family in Texas did speak about, you know, my dad lives in Dallas and they spoke about how black people, he said, I told him what you said, Braden. I was like, oh, that was that issue. He said, no, the issue was, he said, a lot of black folks didn't get out and vote. Like, my father told me that. He said, issue is, he said, a lot of black people just didn't get out to vote. He said, yes, they had a little stoppage. He said, but that stoppage should not have stopped her from winning had the people actually got out and voted. He said, there were a lot of them that did not. He said, there are a lot of uneducated, and Braden got to sit with my dad and talk politics for a while. My dad's very, 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 very liberal. And he's just like, he said, like, there's so many uneducated black people and people that sit home and be like, oh, I'm voting for Trump, or I'm voting Republican. He said, or they'll say, I'm not voting at all because I don't like anybody. He said, and that's so stupid.
Well,
He
also
said,
uneducated white people.
yeah, and that too. Well, yes, yeah, that's from the start. But he was just like, I just don't get why. He said also they just don't like women. He said, like, he was talking to a guy he worked with and he's like, yo, you voting for Jasmine? He's like, nah. He said, I want no woman. And he's like, that is so stupid. That is so stupid.
I mean,
So that's a lot of it.
Ashley, what is going on down in San Antonio? Because it wasn't just Dallas that lost Rocket. It was all the major urban cities. Austin, San Antonio, El Paso.
I was shocked by
Lubbock.
Everybody in San Antonio that was black that was running lost, except for Barbara Gervin Hawkins, who goes to our church. Actually, she won for state representative. So
Yay!
But yeah, I think we're in a phase right now where everybody's really tired. Like, we fought so hard with these past elections and just lost so devastatingly so that everybody is tired. And so people are, you know, we're in our soft area. We're like, nah, y'all fix it. But then it's also like, but we have to keep fighting. And so that's why I feel like we're seeing these, you know, decline in numbers. Obviously there's voter suppression, all that. Like, there's just like so many things coming as to why, like, we are just losing right now. And I'm just not sure how we're going to get out of this outside of, you know, just speaking and I just don't know what to do, y'all.
Well, I think, like, after, of course I wanted Jasmine to win, but after she lost, I, like, went into a Tallarico, like, hole, because, like you were saying, Adam, I hadn't really heard much from him, but he went on Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert wasn't allowed to air his interview on late night because they had already given too many Democratic voices airtime. So Stephen said, okay, fuck you, I'm going to YouTube, which most of the Gen Z audience watches YouTube, obviously is where they get their news. So it got over 13 million views within 24 hours. And what I think I like about Tallarico and what I think might help us in Texas is very faith-based, Christianity faith.
Yes.
And so Tallarico runs on what I'm going to call real Christianity. So in Texas, Republicans often claim that they're Christians. But what Tallarico does, being a Democratic nominee, is he tells the real teachings of Jesus Christ. Quotes the Bible. Jesus wants to feed the poor. Jesus is friends with the enemy. They follow the 10 Commandments. It's not really that hard. So as more as he speaks, I think not only will he win over the independents, which will carry over Texas to become a blue state, but he might even get some of, like, my family, which from my lips, but because he is so Christian fact-based, he might pull over some moderate Republicans.
Maybe.
I actually agree with that. I hope
you're right, Braden. I hope you're right.
Well, I haven't been right in over 10 years.
I wish Beto had run on that platform.
I know.
Because he was just so inspired.
I mean, what you have to do is, I've said this about Democrats, you kind of got to play the same game that Republicans play. Like Trump ran on something that he knew all stupid people would fall for. So what Democrats have to run on is what other smart people will. Like if you are in a state that is more faith-based, that is more, say example, if you were in a place that's, I mean, what Texas is, that's all sports-based, then hit that demographic. Like you got to hit where people understand it. Otherwise, you lose the whole audience.
And where Beto messed up is he said something about gun control, and Texas don't really play
You
that.
can't do
play
that.
that.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when we come back, we'll continue this conversation because there's going to be more to talk about. So go get your drinks and refill, and we'll be right back. Let's be real. Confidence is everything, and that includes the moments that matter most. That's why Trojan condoms have your back, or well, everything else. With over a century of trust, Trojan combines quality, reliability, and innovation to keep things safe and satisfying. Because great intimacy starts with confidence, and confidence starts with protection you can count on. So when the moment's right, make sure you're ready. Go with Trojan. Trust it for pleasure, built for protection. And we're back, everyone. So, Adam, you were talking to me over the break about what's going on in Houston. So, in light of yours, what's happening?
Yeah, because of the DHS like shut down and
No mo, no mo, no mo, no mo.
We worked on that, and he got it.
all
right.
Yeah,
Do I have the rights to that?
Probably not.
No, because I want Noem to be understood. Go ahead.
Right.
To Houston.
So TSA lines, travelers could soon face longer airport security lines as the ongoing DHS funding standoff begins to affect the TSA. In Houston, in particular, that I've seen, it's wait times up to about 4 hours. Like
That's as long as they tried to keep the voting lines to keep people from voting. So
yeah, I waited almost 3 hours to vote for Obama for the first time.
Really?
Yeah. In
I didn't have to wait at all.
I had to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I waited it was like almost 3 hours. I went after like class and stuff. I think it doesn't matter, but yeah, TSA lines are out of control. So warning for those. I'm glad you're not going to Amsterdam.
Well, so at work today, one of my colleagues was like, I just bought my Christmas flight. I said, what?
Damn.
She was like,
we need to get on it.
That's
I know.
smart.
She was like, because I don't know if tickets are going to go up, go down. You got to buy more fuel for the plane, which is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So the flights are going to be more expensive. But also, global entry is down. And I ain't traveling nowhere in the United States. So I guess I ain't going
right, so there's a chance that may not come back. So they're like, there's two, because they were saying that there, as y'all know, work and travel. They were like, there are too many free options. And I think I talked to you about this the other day. There's TSA pre-check, there's global entry, and then there's not cure, not cheat. What is it called? Clear.
But there's also clear with pre-check.
Yeah.
So
So,
there's so many things.
yeah, so they were saying that they want to make all Americans feel equal on the same footing, and they were like, it's a little bit elitist.
Not with my president.
I mean, if you pay for it, then I should feel it.
I'm telling you what has been said. So one of them may not come back. I don't know which one. I mean, if they got rid of TSA, you could still use global entry because TSA is included.
That's why I was like, just get rid of TSA by itself. Then.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, but that would just mean that everyone's paying more money because
Wait, we can't get rid of TSA.
pre-check.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Pre-check.
Everybody can just walk on a plane.
No. Well, you see what
saw
happened.
What happened?
Yeah.
What?
That bomb scare
They carried that man right off the plane
on a South. It was like not American. Southwest Airlines.
Shit, sometimes I want to blow them
Yeah,
up.
they were like hands. Like what were they? They were like face down, hands up. Lindsay. They were like all on the plane like this, and they like came.
There's no room for all that.
The bomb squad came on.
No, they did.
Grabbed him and they took him right off.
But I'm like, the way that they grabbed him off, I was like, are you sure it was him? That man seemed terrified, and it seemed like racist because they looked at his skin color, and they were like, we got a threat. Like the way they had them on the plane, literally everybody had them like this, and people, they were like, don't look up, hands down, heads down, hands up. And it was like really crazy. Like Brayden said, on no plane really, unless you're sitting in first class, is there any room? So all these people
Not even in first.
People are like this, and it was absolutely terrifying.
People posted it on TikTok, and that's how I saw it. And so then people, I think like ABC 7 or something commented.
They did.
Like,
They actually are.
hey, like, did you take this video? Can you answer some questions? All this, that, and the other. Can we use this footage? Beep, bop, boop, a doop.
This is what I'm talking about.
And the man has disappeared, by the way.
Of course.
We don't know where he's at.
Probably with Nancy. So this was what I'm talking about. Violence perpetuates. Violence perpetuates violence.
We got it.
We said Adam did, and he looked at me like I didn't.
I was like, Pelosi? I was like, wait.
So when we elected Trump, then all of the like nasty racism, misogynistic, all of that nasty stuff started bubbling up again.
Xenophobia,
everything. So now that we're bombing the Middle East, people think it's okay to have a bomb. We just saw it happen with Mayor Mamdani. The bomb scare 2 days in a row. No, 2 days in a row with the bomb scare at Gracie Mansion.
Yeah. Because it just heats and drives the Islamophobia. It's just unfortunate. It's just a vicious cycle. Like that just goes right back to the Bush administration. That's exactly what happened after that. Like, we're literally back in the same place. Literally, we're just one or two countries over.
Ashley, what are your thoughts on this? Because I knew you flew Southwest home, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any issues, actually.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the focus is just the plot is being lost. Like it was already hard enough, and it's just becoming difficult, and seeing how everything is just spilling over from all these decisions that are trickling down from the top. Like it's just infuriating, the whole process. On a side note, I hope it doesn't affect my trip to Thailand.
That we need to get tickets for.
We need to get tickets.
I mean,
I know, but I also just thought about with everything going on. I'm like, I don't even know if it at that point would it be safe to be traveling outside of the country.
I don't actually know if it would be. I mean,
I know
there's a lot of flights and stuff
I'm
that's
just like, I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know
because if we fly leaving New York, if we fly to the right, we'll have to fly over the Middle East. And I've done that before when there was like bombs going off. When I went to Bali, there was like some bullshit happening in Qatar.
Really?
Yeah, which was whatever. But if we fly to the left, then I guess we'll miss the Middle East.
It lay over to the left. I don't know.
Sharav has tickets to Jordan. Like they're flying to Jordan. They're going to Egypt.
In October,
probably not going to happen.
In October, and I was like, or no, it's like beginning of November.
I mean, I'm telling you, that's probably like.
And so, everything's refundable. So it's just like, we'll see what happens.
Literally, there's a list of 15 countries that they're like, you cannot travel to at work, and like,
is one of them U.S.?
No, it's shockingly not. But
it should be.
But it's really bad. And let's talk about how many people have been detained in a lot of places and also stranded in a lot of places where they can't go. They can't even travel. A lot of Americans, and they had put out a note for all Americans. It was last week. Y'all better leave these places now while you got the chance. And a lot of them did not leave, and they were not able to, and they are just stuck there. They're not like kidnapped or anything. They're just stuck in their hotel. Yeah, they just
the U.S. government won't help them.
And they said,
get out.
Yeah,
figure it out yourselves. And then, what's her name? The press secretary, Caroline. She got up there and she's like, "We have since fixed the issues, but none of you want to report on that. You don't want to report on us fixing it." But now Americans can call this number, and now this that boop boopy doo, and it's just like.
Do you know what happened when they called that number? The U.S. government said, "Sorry, there's
been disconnected or is no longer in service." I mean, click. I mean, it's really bad, and it's been really tough and really tough and rough. It's been really tough in the travel industry lately, like with a lot of the flights being canceled because these are people who are like, "Well, I bought my ticket." I mean, weddings have been supposed to happen. Like they had to move a wedding for a very prestigious client of mine. That I cannot say on air, but they moved it.
It was Oprah.
I'll tell you.
Oprah ain't getting married.
Oprah ain't getting married. If she is, it ain't to Stedman. But it might be the Gail. No, okay, I'm kidding. Oprah, don't kill me, girl. Come on the podcast. We still want you. You too, Gail.
You too, Studman.
Yeah, you too, Studman. So yeah, it's been really, really, really difficult in terms. Yeah.
The Iranian women's national soccer team is in some.
Yes,
some
they
shit.
are.
Talk about it.
Well, because 5 of them originally were granted asylum to stay in Australia because they were there playing a tournament, and they were like, "Baby, I ain't going back." So then 2 more were like, "You know what? I'm gonna apply," and so then now they're in that process. And then, but most of the team left. They're going home, and so it's
To Iran.
back to Iran, which people are saying they're just going to their doom.
Yep.
Because during their first match, during the national anthem, they just stood very stoic, just stared.
They did not
straight
sing.
ahead. They didn't sing. They didn't look,
Proud.
to represent their country, and so people took that as like a slap in the face, and so
It's bad out there.
it's very scary and it's very sad. And so thankfully, Australia granted 7 of them, well 5, hopefully the rest, asylum to stay in Australia. Guru,
Let's hope.
I know.
Let's hope.
That's so
I mean, with
scary.
everything.
Just quick. It has been updated to all 7.
All 7 now.
Oh,
Thank you so
producer.
much.
Thank you.
I love that. That was Jarvis Matthews, our producer. All right, go ahead.
And then now it's like, is Iran even gonna want to come play the World Cup? They haven't qualified yet, but like,
How about we just don't do the World Cup right now?
we really shouldn't.
Because the cup is runneth over. The world needs to just take a break. Everybody, just sit down.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
scary because it's also just gonna like ticket sales are just gonna go in the toilet. Like no one's gonna come here. Brazil can't even their fans can't even come over here
Yeah.
because they are not giving them visas.
I mean, isn't it
So-
scary that people who are in
Like
countries that are already not safe would rather stay there than come to America, where it's supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yes.
Isn't that fucking crazy that they're
It
like,
is crazy.
actually, I'd rather stay over here in this third world country than come deal with the bullshit over there, because they
Deal
would be
with
over
the
here.
devil you know.
Yeah.
Deal with the devil we know. And that's what's really heartbreaking, because America used to be known as the place, or thought of as the place, that we can come there and make our dreams come true. We can come there and escape this tyrannical government that we're in. And they're like, shit, y'all in the tyrannical government too, so shit, we might as well stay here.
But also, America was viewed as like the North Star of other countries in terms of progress. Like, America was maybe one of the first major economies, major company or countries to like promote women's rights,
Yeah.
to abolish slavery, to promote gay rights, like progress.
Yeah.
All of the other countries were looking to see what America is doing. Now they're looking at us and they're turning their back.
Yeah, they're like, we all updated and then y'all went back.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not good. It's just really
That's
not
the
good.
MAGA
And
way.
I mean, but it's also spilled into families and stuff, and that's something that I want to talk about when we come back, because I don't know if you guys have heard about Hillary Duff. She came out and talked about how she's not close with her sister or her father, and like it's this this whole everything that's going on is ripping families apart.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple.
Yeah,
of times,
yeah, but
the-
it's
about the moms and
yeah, it's
all that jazz.
oh yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Mom talk. We'll get onto that. But everyone, we're gonna take a quick little break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna continue Hot Topics.
You know that look your dog gives when it's mealtime? Total excitement, pure joy. Well, imagine if their food was as fresh and real as what's on your plate. That's what the farmer's dog is all about. Real human-grade food made fresh, delivered right to your door, and personalized for your pup. No weird fillers, no mystery ingredients, just real food that helps your dog live healthier and happier. Go to thefarmersdog.com and get 50% off your first box, because when you feed them right, they thrive.
Welcome back. So we were talking before we went to break. You two, am I going to separate y'all?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, very likely he was in class. No. So we were talking before we went to the break how this administration and everything that's going on has really divided families, divided friends. What's happened recently with Hillary Duff and her family has been really awful. Like she don't talk to her father. She doesn't talk to her sister. As everyone famously knows, Haley Duff is a staunch Republican. She lives in Texas now. We talked previously on the podcast about the mom situation, about the mom group that Ashley Tisdale was kicked out of. And the very next week, after Ashley Tisdale makes all these comments against the mom group that Hillary had organized and part of, Haley Duff took her kids to hang out with Ashley and made a post like, great moms stick together, some stupid shit. Like, that's crazy. So like, are you guys willing at this point, with how far this administration has gone, to let them break up your friends and family if they have a difference of political leaning, because a difference of opinion is what you put on your pizza, not if people should have equal rights. So do you guys think that that is something that you're willing to put a hard line on? I asked a good old question.
I think it's a complicated answer. I don't think there's like a black and white answer, unfortunately.
Well, Hillary said there is. So she said, "Fuck my dad."
I think she's within her right to do so. You know, I feel like it depends on like what are we really talking about, like specifically, and like I guess the previous relationship you had with said person. Like, I do think that family is not an excuse to accept like hatefulness and bigotry and all of that. Like, it's just not. That's not the times anymore. Like, I don't have to be forced to put up with your bullshit just because you're family. Yeah. But I can see arguments where it's just like where there can be some kind of coexistence even when you disagree. I don't know. It's sticky.
Yeah.
For me, and this happened back in 2016 when Trump was first elected, for me, it opened my eyes to look at my family differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
really
kind of how I felt. Yeah.
That's it. I just look at them differently.
Yeah.
And I love you and you love.
How can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, you showed me who you are, so
Believe them.
I'll just look at you differently.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a way to be able to know how to navigate, I feel like, conversations. I feel like certain, well, you know, I guess not, because I was going to say certain family members, if it's like your mom or your dad, but Hillary's like, fuck that. But she also talked about the pain, though. She said it's actually very painful. She said, but I realized being an adult that there's a lot more adults who are separated from their siblings than you would believe. She said, because even though she said there's people who were raised in the same house that you're so different, even though you were raised together. And it's like, how are we so different and we were raised in the same house?
Look at me and my brother. Oh my God. We're like completely.
Yeah. And but when you find something you can connect on,
but y'all love each other.
Well, yeah. But like he wears camo and I wear
plaid
cardigan.
And I agree with Brayden on that. Like, it's tough and like, but those differences can sometimes bring you closer. But then when it's so far apart, and obviously there's the age difference, sometimes it doesn't work and what have you. But Hillary was like, there's a lot of people who are siblings who are not close. She said, I found that in my adult life that sometimes with your sibling, you're like, sup. And they're like, sup. And it's like, you just keep moving. She said, and that's like the world of, because we're sisters or because we're brothers that we're just so close. That's just not reality.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happened with just time and distance with like cousins that I used to be like really good friends with. Yeah. Like we were like siblings. Like we grew up together and spent a lot of time together. Yeah. And now it is like, I just see you at a funeral and it's just, what's up?
Well, because those people don't actually know you anymore. Like when, growing up in high school, when I go home, people are like, oh my God, all we have to talk about are memories from 20 years ago.
Good old time.
And I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they actually don't know who I am now outside of social media posts or except when they see me. And sometimes I find myself trying to replicate the person that I used to be back home to make them feel more comfortable. Wow. I admitted that. Like sometimes I find myself, and I think I sometimes acclimate myself back to that life because when I used to go home, and my uncle used to tell me, God rest his soul, he was just like, you work so hard to go home and to fight with people and change their opinion. He said, they are not going to change. You are not going to come in town for at the minimum of 10 days like you do and change somebody's political opinion. You're not going to change somebody's racist, sexual. He said, if you want to come home and fight, you might as well just stay in New York. He said, you just need to come home, accept it for what it is, choose who you do and don't want to be around, and go on back to New York. He said, like, people are not jealous of you that you live in New York. Like, he lived in California. He said, nobody gives a... He said, they actually don't mind the fact that they get up, go to breakfast, go to work, have their supper, get off work, have their supper, come home and go to bed and watch. He said, like, you think that they have such a sad life.
Nice.
And he said, you think that they have such a sad life when in reality, like, they think you have a ridiculous life. They're happy to be married with kids. He said, like, you don't need to come home and be like, oh my God. He said, stop telling people to come visit you in New York. They ain't gonna come all this time.
And you don't want them to.
He said, that's what he said. He said, you actually don't want them to. He said, because you don't want to do anything with them when they get there. And I
Well,
said,
that's true. No, I would love to
Yeah.
see like, somebody come visit, but then it is like, y'all have fun. I'll meet you after, or we can just kick it when you get back to the house.
yeah,
I
that's
can't
my
walk
friend
the
Jordan.
Y'all-
bridge again.
Do y'all think about the kind of person you would be had we just stayed in Texas?
No.
I'd probably be down low.
You
No,
think so?
There's
Well, no.
nothing
Hold on.
about you down low.
No. Let me explain. I would be one of those
Please do.
obvious. I would be. There's this
You would
particular
be
boy.
I am
Oh my
delivered?
God.
Girl, that's it. I would be back home wearing tight ass Wranglers, walking around with my little hat on, but like gay as fuck, telling everybody I'm not, going on the back roads with a Bud Light.
Bro, you
trying
didn't
to
wear
suck
that
dick.
when we met you.
But
And
are
you
we talking
didn't
about-
tell people
Right,
that
but
you
you were-
weren't gay.
Yeah,
You were
but hold
out
on.
in
We talking about
Texas.
if I still lived there. That's her question. If I still was in Texas,
Do you think you would have transitioned enough to then now be wearing?
After you came out at 6 years old, you
That's
think
it.
that
happens a lot more often.
it
than you
happens, but it
think.
happens a lot. And I'm speaking. There's a person. Actually, we talked about this. There's a person who is doing this
Say their
exact
name.
same thing. No. Because I'm not the down low whisperer.
Woo.
There,
Put a pin in that.
put a pin in that. But there's a person back home, and they acclimate to the life that they're in because it's a safety issue. It is a safety
yeah.
thing. So while they are the person that everyone know is gay, everybody know you're a funny balloon. Everybody know that you get down in the
Is
sauce.
that the one that you always see when you go home with the nails? And they always running around. And then what is their name?
But you ain't gonna fit, and they always like they say hey, but like to everybody, no, to everybody, they're like, oh, they just straight, and I'm like, yeah, girl,
They're
I know.
straight.
Well, that's to keep them safe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, maybe I would be like that. I don't know.
I don't think that you would be.
I
I don't think
I
that
don't
you
think you
could
would be either.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, I wouldn't be.
I think here's what I think.
What I'd be doing, Adam?
I think
Tell me what I'd be doing.
that you would be more into, maybe even into politics, but even more so into like helping people and organizing things for people, for representation, because where you are there, it's like, baby, no. So let me start this little club, and then we get these little events and these little gigs going on, and then like you've always wanted to do like a gay prom, like that would be something that you would be more focused on, I think, because you would have more time and probably the means to.
I wouldn't have the internet service to
Because-
do it, but I would.
Where are you living?
I'd probably still be. We're talking about.
got-
I was in Palestine,
He's
He's got
Texas.
Starlink.
Yeah, I yes.
Okay, well then maybe.
But-
But the point is that it would. I think you would have more time and the means, and I think
I would be
the-
terrified for my life. I would probably be in a
then maybe.
situation.
No.
Listen, I agree that I'm a very outspoken person. Yes, I have always been yes, I've been saying I was gay for a long time, but the way that I would carry myself would be, I feel like, a bit different. When y'all first met me, I was wearing oversized shirts and Braden's clothes. So like I dressed different. I felt different. Like when I first went home with nails, I was like so excited because I was like, this is something new. Like I get to show this. And I don't know if y'all see my nails. They're back, baby. But I understand that y'all feel, because y'all know me now, and y'all like, we can't imagine, Darrell, that you would be that person. But there is a part of me that goes back into that shell when I enter Palestine, Texas, that y'all don't see because you're not there.
Sure.
And I am still Darrell, but a watered down version. Like I don't necessarily go out on the floor and do Beyonce, partly because I can't anymore. But you know what I mean? There is a little difference that happens and a little switch that happens.
Yeah, we all code
Code
switch.
switching.
My therapist she calls me a chameleon. Because in New York, I'm able to be Mr. Gay New York.
Right.
But also when I...
2001? Wow.
Bitch, how old was I doing that? But also when I go home, it's hunting, four-wheelers, camo, trucker hats, my accent. I play up my accent.
I will say, Braden and Ashley and Adam, actually, I want to give thanks to all of your families. my family too, but I have been able to be comfortable by being more of myself around y'all's family because like I don't change when I go to Braden's house. Like I am actually still ridiculous. Like I still have nails and I see Trish. I say, hey girl. Like that's how I talk to his mom. Like Ashley's mom, I'm able to be myself with her, Miss First Lady. Thank you, Kitchen Island Tea. With Adam's parents, like and his sister and brother, I reach out to them and I'm able to text them and act as myself. So that has really helped because all three of those families are very different. They're all very different, and so I think it helps. But I mean, what would you be, Adam, if you were still in Texas?
I think it would be more of like a settled down version, kind of like our friend that is living in Texas now. Should I say their name?
I don't know who.
Well,
Who? Oh no, don't say the name.
all right. Anyway, it would be more of that. It would be like I am a director and I have this like
That
personal
person.
life. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be that because again, it would just be I would have more time and probably the more means to do stuff.
And there's
stuff like that.
nothing wrong
And there's nothing
with
wrong
that
with that.
life.
But I think it would be more of that because I mean I don't know. I've always said I wanted to live in Austin, so I would be living in Austin and
But in
living
Austin,
that Austin gay life.
but an Austin
completely
gay is very different than a East Texas gay. Like there's only one gay bar in East Texas. What's it called, Braden? Rainbow Crossing, Rainbow Road. I don't know.
think it closed.
Yeah, no, but they reopened under a new name. So anyway, but there's only
Yeah.
one, and most of those times they get filled with such a straight presence. Actually, speaking of gay clubs, first time I feel like I have this story where I feel like we passed by her, y'all, when we were at the Heat. And that we didn't know because we talk about this particular night that we went to the Heat and that she was at the Heat and the same thing was happening. And I feel like we were in the same place at the same time. No, not that.
Oh,
But
I thought it was that moment when you remember that when they would like
the smoke.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
it.
sure that happens at the Heat every night.
I'm sure,
No.
but that was our first time experience. It was my first time experiencing smoke like that, where it was just like I can't see
I
shit,
can't
bitch,
see.
and everybody's just like dancing and touching and grooving and moving, and I was like, "What is this place?"
Yeah.
But isn't it crazy how our
Heresy.
gay experience
Heresy.
But isn't it crazy how our gay experience has changed so much? Like seeing, we used to go to Outlaws in Tyler, Texas, and we were like, this is gay. Then we went to the bars in Austin. We were like, this is gay. Then we got to New York and we're like, this is gay.
But you know what is the common denominator in all of that?
Gay.
Gay. But it's all community. Like
Yeah.
they were all different neighbors, you know, and then but we were all there for the same purpose.
Yeah.
If I
To
was still
seek
in Texas,
refuge.
I think I'd kind of do what Adam was saying earlier, some sort of like political thing in order to move the needle a little bit more progressive.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, I'm from Hallsville, Texas, population 2,000. I think
big.
it is big.
That's big.
Oh, I guess it's bigger than Whiteface, Texas.
Uh-huh.
There was an opening, I want to say, for like commissioner of Hallsville.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, you should run. If you don't run, I might throw my name in
Fuck
and
it.
just see what happens.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. Like, I was student council, whatever the hell I was, president of everything. Like, I think people would vote for me. So I could just run Hallsville, Texas as commissioner from New York City.
Yeah.
Virtually.
Yeah, I was gonna
Virtually.
say I work
See
remotely.
you being city council, Leslie Nope.
Get on your feet.
Ashley, what would you do? I know you're in Texas visiting now, but if you were still there, what would you be doing?
I think that I would probably be married and divorced.
Oh, for sure.
Damn.
Oh, for sure. She's of age.
Married and
Just
divorced.
like of the times, like I probably would have settled down like before I was ready. I probably would have had a couple of kids and like done the like suburban life thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would probably be more involved with the church, probably. I might even be like choir director or something
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
now.
Nepotism right there.
A little bit. No.
A little bit.
And I feel like, I don't know if I would be more into politics, but I feel like I would be more, yeah, like I said, more into church, probably.
Just doing the right thing.
Yeah, in some ways I'd probably be doing better, but then other ways I feel like I would feel, because I've always been like a nomad and like wanting to experience life more, and there's only so much Texas can offer. So I feel like I would definitely feel suffocated a little, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I'd
wanna-
probably be right in a midlife crisis right about now.
Word.
We currently are in.
I was gonna say I'm in one at the moment.
I want
I'm
to shout
in
out
one now. It's
Luann.
just a little different, even though I am in Texas. But you know, it's a little spicier because I have a New York home. But
Right.
right.
You have a
midlife
second to
crisis
address.
nonetheless.
Adam, what were you gonna shout out?
I just want to shout out my high school theater director, Luann P. Slaughter, because she was the one that was like, "You need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "I'm gonna go here.
Charlotte
I'm gonna
Pate
do
told me
this,"
to.
and she's like, "No, you're gonna go to Tyler, get this shmoney, go to school for free, basically, and yeah, get the fuck out of here."
But you
That's
would
what I
probably be the version of Luann for
did.
your time. You know
For
what
that,
I mean?
uh-huh.
I probably would 100%.
That was kind of the plan. Was what I thought was
like
gonna happen.
everybody that grows up in Texas, younger than me, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out while
Or at
you
least-
can.
Or at least get out and travel, even if it is just to
Just
different.
experience. Yeah.
Even if it's in the state of Texas, like go to those big cities. Go explore. I don't know.
Go to Sodom. Go to Gomorrah. They're fun towns.
Apparently,
They apparently.
I actually want to go back to something earlier. We talked about what happened at the Gracie Mansion with Mayor Mamdani. So I don't know if everyone heard of Jake Lang. So during an anti-Islam protest organized by Jake Lang outside of Gracie Mansion in New York City, a device initially described as a smoke bomb was thrown into the crowd. The New York City Police Department later said the device was actually an improvised explosive that could have caused serious injuries, though it did not fully detonate. Several people were arrested amid clashes between protesters and counter-protesters, and investigators are now examining the incident as a possible terrorism case. So, Mayor Mamdani made a statement. Yesterday, white
It's very
supremacist.
long.
I'm gonna kill it though. Yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism. Such hate has no place in New York City. It is an affront to our city values and a unity that defines who we are. What followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not criminal. It is reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. I want to thank the brave men and women of the NYPD who acted quickly to keep New Yorkers safe. Our officers ran toward danger without hesitation, demonstrating once again the courage and dedication it takes to protect the city every single day. My administration is closely monitoring the situation. I remain in close contact with our police commissioner. Let me tell you something. It's gone on record to say that New York City has been the safest it's ever been since Mayor Mamdani has actually been in office, and I want to give him a shout out for that.
It's been the safest January and the safest
safe-
February.
Yeah, and March is all right. We kick it. We all right in
We'll
March.
see.
I mean, he almost got
St.
blown.
Patty's Day is coming up.
Well,
Yeah.
girl, St. Patrick's Day might be crazy because people are gonna be out of pocket. So, as people know, Trump actually pardoned Jake Lang, who was the January 6th rioter, and he's a Florida Senate candidate. Who was caught giving the full Nazi Sieg Hell salute while ranting. Can we talk about this? So this person has been out there doing things for a long time. I'm going to say this. I do know this person. Or I knew a version of this person.
Like we knew someone by the name.
I knew Jake Lang, and it is very sad to see what he's become. Jake, I don't know if you're seeing this podcast, but I really do hope that you get the help you need, because I know that you're not this person, and this is not the person you were when I knew you. And that's what I want to say about family and friends and people changing. Like when the radicalization of this administration has made people completely become someone that you didn't know. So, Adam, you ran into Jake a few times when I knew him. Like, did you see this coming?
Very briefly, but I feel like some of the writings were on the wall.
The riotings?
Or maybe that's just me being me. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't like about it.
But usually 9 out of 10 times my gut is right, Delvante.
Call him out.
We'll edit that out.
I don't know. Like he was cool. Like the times we like did hang out and we kicked it. Like I guess he was fine.
Yeah.
But I can see where this could
he-
have been like bubbling underneath.
Yeah.
And just because anytime we ever did see him, he was by himself. and they would manage to like bump into us, or like we would run into him, or it would be some such scenario of that, or he would be at somebody else's table bumming, and then I don't know. So I can see where this like incel behavior.
That's exactly what it is. It's a very incel behavior, and I feel awful for the potential that he could have had as just a decent human being, because when I knew him, I was just like, oh, he's just probably just a regular dick, like a regular like asshole, like normal
bro
people, like a bro dude. But I really hate this, and I wish him.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Violence perpetuates violence. When Trump started saying all this disgusting, just like even attacking the poor journalist who had a disability, like all of that stuff, gives other people permission to act the same way. And when you do it time after time after, it's been what, 10 something years now, and it's just at its worst.
Act a fool, girl.
Worst.
It's been so long,
and it's not going to get better anytime soon, unfortunately.
Well, because like straight white men are men that are straight white men
are
feel
not
that they're not okay, and they feel that thank you for
sorry, Pat.
They feel no sorry, Pat. You are. I mean, we're assuming. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. This is, but
it was a good run, y'all.
Yeah, it was a good run. But this is I should say it 100%. They already turned the lights on us off over here. Pat, why the lights out? You said get the fuck out. No, I do believe that men of a certain way feel that they aren't loved. If everyone's not watching Paradise, Brain, I know you are.
You know I am.
The most recent episode.
Okay, so I haven't. Adam came over before we got here, and I haven't seen that.
So
but I'm gonna watch it.
It touches on what we're actually talking about.
They
today.
touch Epstein stuff. No, don't tell me.
No, okay.
I don't know. Anyway,
Adam, let's get over to. Did you have any more sports stuff you want to talk about? Let's do that.
Sure. Yeah, it's National Women's Month, so
that's some good news. Women's
basketball is just as hot as ever. March Madness is fully upon us. So I can't wait. It's just like South Carolina Gamecocks are doing well. UConn Huskies. I'm waiting for all the firings to happen.
That's what the Huskies say.
Kim Caldwell from University of Tennessee has got to go, unfortunately. But is she
the one who like freaked out?
Well, freaked out. I don't know. What do you mean?
The coach that was like thrown out, who Ole Miss was playing, and then she got like escorted out of the game.
I mean, she was like, they played Ole Miss, but she didn't get escorted. She like during the like handshake at the end of the game, she like just gave her a quick one and just kept it pushing. And the Ole Miss coach was like laughing, and she was like, I don't know. And in the presser, she was like, I guess she had to leave early or something. She was in a rush. I don't know, but but in the video you just see she don't want to be there. She's done. She's so pissed. Like,
well, Adam, interesting enough, on the sports thing, that has fell into like the small towns. I totally forgot. Remember I told you about my Palestine and Westwood and everything. There was a basketball game, and like there was some issues going on. I think they were playing in Crockett or against Crockett or something like that. And there was fighting from each side. Like people are starting to. The violence is really, really picking up.
Do I have to say it again?
Yeah, violence. Say it, Braden. Yeah,
violence perpetuates violence.
It's getting really bad. Like you can't even go somewhere and have a disagreement with someone over a movie or a TV show or a sports thing without them being like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you."
I'm right.
Like
you're
someone
right.
shot somebody. Somebody shot somebody for getting their order wrong at Chipotle. Like they pulled out a gun and shot them.
I mean, now it's not. Never mind.
I mean, it's getting kind of crazy. It's like you almost going back to my dad. Something he said you don't want to be riding in Dallas. He said and try to yell at somebody for cutting you off or doing something wrong on the road. He said because they'll pull out a gun and blow your damn brains out.
Yeah,
like it's kind of scary out there.
I want to present this quick little thing. So basically, if you're a senior and it's your senior night, it's your last game, and you don't
like as in high school or citizen,
like
or staffer,
like in college, like these women who are seniors, and they're like, this is my last home game,
yeah,
and they don't get to play any game, like they didn't play at all, and so she was like, I'm gonna quit, and so she didn't come back. For like if they make it to the postseason or whatever, and she's like, no, fuck that, I'm not gonna. You how disrespectful. How do you think that that's okay? Like she didn't play at all because in the last game she fucked up, she had some turnovers, whatever, and it was like you didn't do well, so you don't get to play this game. but it's my final.
But she didn't behave poorly. Like her
She didn't behave.
sportsmanship was fine.
her, yeah, all that was
Oh,
fine.
so
It
she
was
just-
she had a bad game.
Oh no, that's
And
unacceptable.
So in her senior
Yeah, that's
game,
not
she
right.
didn't get to play.
At least one little what do you call them?
Like a quarter.
No, not you don't need a whole quarter, girl. But like a run down the field and back. What's that? Full court press.
Okay, yeah.
Give her
They
one
could
of
give her
those.
just like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So a play.
Yeah.
Or a free throw.
So,
Yeah, no, yeah.
but now some people are defending the coach for that because they're like, well, you got to earn your spot, and if you didn't do well in the last game, then you don't get to play in the next game.
Let me
That's
ask,
just that.
is the coach a white man? Sorry,
White-
Pat.
She's a white woman.
Braden says, thank you, Bassett. What are you talking?
Are
Braden,
you Middle Eastern? My bad.
see that? What we get for assuming.
My bad.
And yet the only white man here was Brayton. Wow. God damn.
No wonder I fucked up.
And this is really our last podcast. We assuming race, sexuality. We're in the wrong here. We're not on the right side of history.
We're gonna edit
No,
it.
we're on the left side.
On the left.
We definitely ain't on the white side. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. I'm just waiting for that coach to get fired because that is disrespectful. At least put me in for the last minute of the.
But that's
Yeah.
something that they have been
It's
doing in
weird.
high schools a lot more. They punish you by saying you're going to miss this of your senior year. And so that's what they did to some of the players I was talking about back home. They're like, all right, y'all acted up during this, which is more of the parents. Okay, that's a question. How do you feel about the parents acting up during games?
I love it.
Well,
I mean, I love seeing
Acting
the
up
footage.
how?
like going out there cussing the refs out.
I mean, it's bad.
And
Oh,
ended
no,
up
you're
getting
out of pocket for that.
ended up getting a technical foul for that's what ended up happening. They were like the parents. They were like tech, like on the parents, like they can do that now.
Well, then, yeah, then it's like the opposite team will get 2 free throws.
When I was in 8th
Your team
grade,
acting up.
I played on the A-team basketball team.
Come on, AA team.
Yes, I did. And my mom was a teacher. And so me and my friends who were on the A-team, we all started.
Oh,
And
nepotism.
my mom didn't play basketball. She was a tennis star. So we skipped practice before a game, and we went to Dairy Queen. And my mom drove us. So my mom drove us from junior high to the Dairy Queen, which, mind you, was like a hop, skip, and a jump from the
5-minute.
high school.
Uh-huh.
And then we got back, and the coaches said, you starters are not playing tonight, until we started losing. Guess who was out on the floor?
Charlotte Pay did that when we did senior skip day, and she said
Senior skip
she's- we did it, and we didn't go to her class. She said we showed up at rehearsal giggling. She said everybody's out. She said I'm gonna have all
Everybody's out.
Look, she kicked us out of rehearsal. And I took my black ass back to the house.
I was,
I said fuck it.
Why
I was
not?
a bad senior.
Like they put down rules. They was like, no, you go to the house, and it's like,
Thank
"Dang,
you.
see how
Happy
see
to.
how I bet I'm on the
Say
stage when y'all hit it because y'all ain't gonna win without me.
Remember when Becky tried to replace us? Like,
Adam, I was just gonna
before
bring
the
it up.
show.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Braden, because me, Braden, and Adam had got into one of our epic fights. It was one of our first ones, and I didn't want Braden to touch me on the stage, and he had to, and
I do remember
yeah, and Braden didn't touch me, and Becky stopped the show. She's like, Braden, what's going on with you two? And
said-
Braden said he
He told
said
me
not
he
touch
didn't want
her.
me to touch him.
And I said, no, I didn't. And Adam was like, and she said, you back there rolling your eyes. She said, I'll replace all three of you. This is, meanwhile, a couple hours before the show.
Like,
Like, we
yeah.
were about to go on. She was like, I absolutely will replace all y'all.
I will have people up here standing with scripts.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
She said,
Unless
y'all get
get
it
it together.
And we went and got it together. I don't even know what we were mad about. I
I
don't know.
don't either.
Some stupid.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Silly.
Oh, I think I do know. I'll tell y'all when we go to break because I can't repeat it.
Was it the color purple?
Yes,
Mm.
asshole. All right, let's take
Yeah,
a quick
let-
break.
Let's take a quick break, and I want to come back and talk about some good news and talk about end this on a high note. So we're gonna take another quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some good news to leave you feeling on a good point with us. We'll be right back.
Pull up a chair and pour yourself a cup. It's time for Kitchen Island Tea, the podcast where real conversations brew strong. Each week, they spill the tea on life, love, culture, and everything in between. The kind of talks that usually happen right in the kitchen. Unfiltered, relatable, and always full of flavor. So if you love great vibes, real stories, and a little bit of spice, join the ladies at Kitchen Island Tea, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
And we're back. All right. So as I said, let's talk about some good news. So there's been a a lot of trans women being on Broadway recently, which is really, really good for the community. Dylan Mulvaney made her debut, her Broadway
Good for
debut
her.
in Six, the musical. She plays Anne Boleyn, joining the cast star on February 16th.
And Bolin. She had 6 fingers.
I knew you were going to do it. I was like, please let me get through this. So she's at the Lena Horne Theater.
We said, let's go to New York.
And that's what we are. And so make sure you guys
what
go
we
see
are.
her. Bianca Lee, veteran trans actress Bianca Lee, has been a feature role on Broadway in Oh Mary. She
still need to
plays
see that.
Louise, Mary Todd Lincoln chaperone, making her one of Broadway's biggest roles after years in film and off-Broadway work. Leomi Maldonado, ballroom legend and choreographer,
Mother.
is making her Broadway debut in the stage production of Cats, the Jellicle Ball. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. She's known from the TV ballroom competition show Legendary and for her influence on Vogue and culture. Just a little note about that. She also was a part of Pose and helping them train and learn how to do voguing. And Michaela J. Rodriguez, MJ, for most of you know. Best known for Pose is making her Broadway debut as Columbia in the revival of the Rocky Horror Show at Studio 54, running spring 2026. Bianca Lee is appearing in the hit company Old Mary, while performers like Jinx Monsoon has recently joined the show for limited runs, reflecting a broader rise in trans representation on Broadway stages.
Isn't Jinx playing Judy on the West End?
She's about to.
Oh, I think she's transferring. Yeah, something. She's
Yeah.
doing something.
That's
Jinx
amazing.
is doing the damn thing.
Jinx really is, and Jinx has always been first of all, she won on her season, and then she won for the Queen of all seasons. Like, Jinx really is probably, she's the Kelly Clarkson of fucking Drag Race. Like, I think Jinx is a really good queen. Like, Jinx is a really good queen. And there's been a lot of good queens come out of Drag Race, but I also don't want to just stop it there. You know, Bob the Drag Queen currently is in Moulin Rouge, which is really great to see. Like, we are seeing a lot more just openly queer performers being a part of Broadway and being in this community and playing roles that are queer or roles that can now be seen as queer. And I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, can I tell you, in Shakespearean times, all the women were played by men.
Yeah.
Except when Doc Crawford, who you can still choke to this day because you did not like me, you cast a woman in a male's role because you knew I could have played that role and you didn't want to do it because you was a trifling ass bitch, and I stand on that.
It was weird. It was like so weird that Darrell was the only person that didn't get, the only boy that didn't get cast.
And he switched me and Adam's fucking
In Married
scholarship.
Wives.
Mary Wise a motherfucking Windsor.
Remember we auditioned and then anyway, but he casted Lacey.
Damn.
Sideshow Bob over here.
You must have sucked.
Damn.
That wasn't it.
It was not it.
It was not it. And if I tell what it was, then I
know what
this
it
whole
was.
thing. Like,
Speaking of Shakespeare, I
Shakespeare in
watched
Love.
Hamnet.
Yes.
Well, I've been watching Hamnet in chunks because it's very, very heavy. But I've been trying to watch all of the Oscar movies, and it's about to come up this Sunday.
It is.
And Michael B. Jordan is actually in the run as of like today. He's in the running for the lead actor. Like, he's like,
I voted
Well,
for
you
him.
know who's not?
You.
Timothée Chalamet.
Yes, he is.
Timothée
He's
Chalamet.
nominated.
we have to.
Oh yeah,
talk
no,
about
he's
this really
absolutely
briefly.
he's totally nominated, but because he
He
stuck his
is.
foot in his mouth.
The foot that he don't dance with,
No,
apparently.
yeah.
Talking about doesn't nobody cares about ballet or opera. He was like, oh, I don't know why I'm taking shots, but I lost 14 cents worth of viewership, and I'm like.
And Matthew
You're so
McConaughey was trying to
ignorant.
stop him. He was trying to stop him. He was like, hey, like Matthew, because he was talking to Matthew McConaughey. Matthew was trying to stop him from like talking, and he kept going.
He let him talk.
He
let him go.
He also did have him. He's like, no, I get what you're saying. No, you don't. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. What he
Yeah.
said was mad disrespectful. Obviously, I'm an opera singer, so I took that very personally.
As you should.
But I'm just like, you are so ignorant and uneducated. And if you had an ounce of knowledge of what it takes to be a ballet dancer or an opera singer and the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it, you wouldn't even think about disrespecting the art.
Which makes me question his artistry.
Exactly.
Because
It makes it so it's like,
did
is this
he-
all a joke for you? Like, is
Becoming
this just,
like
you
a
just want to be
success-
famous and date a Kardashian Jenner?
Right.
To become like a successful actor, at least what I did, I had to take ballet.
Yeah.
I had to take opera. Like, if
Yeah.
I had to take singing for the act and dance. Like, I didn't want to do
like, what kind of actor are you if you've never taken these other creative art forms?
And then learn about different aspects of production and things like that. And he seems like one of those elitist actors that you'd never want to be on set with, because they just think that they're above everybody, and they think that they're not, and I want to give a shout out to, I talked to, I think maybe actually as you were talking about from Scrubs, Donald Faison. They were like, he is the nicest actor in Hollywood, because till this day, he will still hang out with the extras. He will treat the PAs like people. I think it's so important when people have a certain status that they still treat people with kindness. And Brayden, you've been probably caught up on Housewives of Beverly Hills. Do you notice every time they go to dinner somewhere and Jennifer Tilly's there, she will introduce herself to the waiter or waitress, and she'll say, "Hi, I'm Jennifer. What's your name?" She does that in every scene, and it's those small things where you make people feel good. Like, cause
you let them into your space.
And
You treat them with respect.
Yeah, I do that now when I'm meeting someone or something, like, and it's like, oh, what's your name? Great.
Because
now I know what to call.
Because you're part
Why
of
wouldn't you want to be
the
in a
experience.
space where you know who everybody is?
Right. You don't know everyone's walk of life. I remember when I was a server, people didn't know what I went home and did after that. It's like people didn't know when I was serving, I had my first gig on All My Children. I had already did Friday Night Lights. People don't know what you do outside of that, so you never know whose path you're crossing. So, like, that waiter might have been an actor, and he now can tell Jennifer Tilly, like, hey, yeah, I do this. And she's like, I got this project I'm working on. Like, come, you just
or
never,
not. Maybe he
Right of
went
Chucky
home. Maybe he went home and was like, this nice lady asked my name.
Correct.
And that means just as much.
It does. Like, you just never know. Wow.
Anyway.
So you have some, like, acting news, right?
Oh,
You
yes,
talk
we want to do
about
this.
it?
I really don't have much news.
But
I did my first SAG audition. I did. I have not heard back yet.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, sometimes. But
But it was a lot of fun. It really was.
I just want to give you a shout out on that, because I know that I, for years, have been on you, Adam, you're next, by the way. You don't know it yet. But I have been on my friends' necks about coming back and performing, because I surround myself with very talented people, and I get that this industry is very fucking hard. And, like, when you don't have to deal with it, and the thing you need to worry about is putting food on the table, having insurance, not worrying about what if, that it's easier to go into the corporate world. But when you establish yourself in a good position, like you, Brayden, like you have Adam, like you did Ashley when you're working in production, it's like, it's easier to say, and like I am in travel, I guess, it's easier to say, like, oh, I can do this. And if this becomes, because you need money to sustain an acting career, you need money because not everybody is acting all the time. You unless you're on a soap permanently. Frank, call me. So I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you, and I'm glad that my manipulations worked to get you back into the world.
He just did it for the screeners. It's fine.
Thanks. And it was no manipulation. I did it because I thought, why not? It had nothing to do with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it had everything. It had everything to do with Lee Rod and Yelsa, and that's Ashley and me spelled backwards.
Because they stopped giving them the screeners.
No, we got them.
No, we got them.
No, I know they.
How would you know?
got 'em now.
How would you know?
I'm saying you only joined because Ashley and Darrell stopped giving you the screener.
No, that is not true. You think I'm gonna pay X amount of money?
It was a
For
lot.
movie
It was a
screeners?
lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Also, the screeners aren't what it used to be since COVID, since everything goes to streaming faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Good,
like,
because now we
at
don't have like a
most, maybe
collection.
you'll watch something that you didn't have to pay for rather than watching something exclusive.
I love that I still have the screener to Moonlight, because I don't see that movie anywhere online where I can watch it. And I love still.
It was on HBO for a minute.
Yeah, but I love still being able to have that, because sometimes they take movies off and they disappear, and I think it's great to still have it for that purpose. But this has been really good, Ashley. I'm glad you were able to join us. You look beautiful as ever. Please get back here so I can hug and squish you. Make sure you guys follow us on all social media on Pride the Podcast. Did you say gay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like Hillary Duff said, don't say gay unless no.
And then also launch like a world tour and a new album. But whatever, I digress.
No, I love Hillary. And honestly, it feels like back in the day. Hillary Duff is on tour. Shia LaBeouf has been arrested.
Yikes,
Bill
we
Clinton
didn't even
said I
talk
did not
about
have
him.
sexual relations with that woman. I think we're back. I feel like putting some clips in my hair and wearing low-rise jeans and getting to it.
What the fuck?
And listening to Duran Duran.
Duran.
Yep. Everyone, we'll see you next time on Project Podcast. Have a good day. Bye.